All right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back here again on a Thursday night for pretty much, as Tanner said, at the truck race doubleheader. We're now going for the dirt series here at Cedar Lake. I don't know what that is. Cedar Lake for the 48 Bowl Dirt Late Model Series, Crooked Line Racing. Tanner, we're a little late to the party on this one too, but we got about 3 minutes left in qualifying right here as Jamie Gilpen goes top of the board.
It's definitely a big change going from Darlington with the NASCAR Truck Series from Front Row Esports to coming over here for the 48 Bowl Crooked Line Racing Pro Dirt Late Model Series. Sam, I'm not really a dirt guy, right? I know the terms, but I may not know exactly what they all mean, right? So bear with me tonight, folks, as the 13 car is out there now trying to put down a fast lap.
Yeah, these drivers are in qualifying right now, and pretty much everybody is taking a lap. Travis St. Clair is out on track right now. He's the last driver to go out and set a time. He goes second fastest on his first lap. See if he can improve on his second. Only 2 minutes to go left in qualifying, and we're going to jump into heat racing. And it looks like we're only going to get, I think we're going to split 2 times here. So we're going to get 2 heat races here tonight. And Tanner, I think you could probably check to see how many laps we're doing for this feature, because I'm not 100% sure. I think it's 50.
We have 8 laps per heat. Looks like it's going to be 2 of them, like you said, and then a 50-lap feature here tonight. That track is going to be used and abused, Sam.
So it's got a little wear in it right now, Tanner. You can kind of see a groove built in there up top, and the groove down on the bottom's kind of built. I was noticing in Discord that they were telling the drivers, hey, we're going to not practice here for the first 10 or so minutes. I think what they're trying to do is just trying to keep a little bit of moisture in the racetrack for later on in the feature.
That's a pretty cool idea, right? Because they were starting the series late to take care of another series so they could come over here and run it. Well, there's not over here. That's neither here nor there, but they were smart enough to say, hey, let's you can join the session, but just don't go out on track for the first 10 minutes, like you said. And that preserves the track some, right? Because they only wanted to do like 10, 15-minute practices. And that helps keep the track somewhat raceable as the feature goes on. But we know, Sam, when they get to like lap 35, 40, this track is going to be used up.
Absolutely, and they're going to be looking for the grip here tonight. That's going to be the biggest thing. Right now, it's looking like it's probably going to be a top-line racetrack later on tonight, Tanner. I think we're going to see some slide jobs, but I think it's going to be mainly a high-line racetrack here tonight at Cedar Lake.
I'm excited to see right here as we're getting ready to get into the heat races already. As Scott Smith is talking to me. Give me one moment.
No problem, Tanner. We're going to go ahead and run through the grid real quick at heat race number 1. Jamie Gilpen, sorry, Jamie. Scott Smith starting in second, Brandon Freeberg there in third, Matt George fourth, Justin Toll in fifth, and Peyton White sixth, and Kyle the Wildman Wellman rounding out heat race number 1 in seventh.
These heat races are very important, Sam. Whoever wins this heat race, they get a front row ticket to the front row. They're going to be starting pole in the feature here. There's a lot of heavy hitters in here, too, as well, for this heat race 1. It's going to make it really interesting.
Curious to see what Scott Smith can do here. He is a bottom feeder race car driver. I've said it pretty much every week, Tanner. Even if there's a high line that builds up on these racetracks, you'll see that number 53 migrate to the bottom to try and find something every single time.
Well, the old man, as I call him, 53 Scott Smith, he will be firing off on that outside, so he's at least going to work it for a lap, right? And I noticed in qualifying, Sam, everybody wouldn't run the same line. You had some people running right down at the tires on the bottom, right? St. Clair, we got a glimpse of his final qualifying laps. He was kind of right there where the cushion was developing at. Sam, correct me if I'm wrong, this track kind of gets rough and bouncy, right?
Only on the entry there at turn 1, and you might get a bump or two coming out of the exit of 4. But other than that, it actually stays pretty tame.
Okay, good deal. I couldn't remember if it was this track. Like I said, folks, I'm a dirt fan, but I don't race it very often. But let's see what happens here. Heat race number 1.
Out of turn 4, good jump there for Jamie Gilpen. How about Brandon Freeberg down on the bottom side of the racetrack? He's going to clip the tractor tires down on the bottom. Able to hold on to it, though, as he goes side by side with Scott Smith right now for second. Going to be bouncing around a lot, ladies and gentlemen, trying to get everybody some camera time. Brandon Freeberg's got a little bit of an electrical issue going on in that 171. The 11 goes down to the bottom side of the racetrack right now. Scott Smith working the middle. Good run out of turn 4. We got already 6 laps to go here in heat race 1, Tanner.
If you blink, you might miss it, folks. Gilpin out front in the 11 machine, but Scott Smith in the 53, he is hunting him down. You mentioned it over the grip as you see Freeberg right on the tail of Scott Smith.
Smith goes down to the bottom side of the racetrack. Yep.
You hit it like a nail with a hammer.
But he goes back up to the top in 3 and 4, or the middle, I should say. So what he's doing right there is he's trying to build the momentum back up so he can get a good run through the bottom, or through the center, I should say, on the bottom side of the racetrack and in the opposite end of the racetrack.
I believe this is Scott Smith's hometown track. I get them mixed up all the time, but I'm almost positive Cedar Lake is his home track.
Hometown track, and I believe his favorite track, Tanner.
Yep, that's what I was going to say. He loves this track, so he's hunting. He's searching right now. You hit it right. He is going up top, just trying to get a little momentum, try to get underneath him after that. But right now, Gilpin's just running fantastic line.
Popsicle sticks in the air last time by out of turn 4. It's going to be white flag in the air for heat race number 1. Jamie Gilpin, Scott Smith into the outside wall going into the corner. Here comes Freeberg to the bottom.
Gilpin went really low right then. Got a battle for P2 right here, though.
Freeberg to the bottom side of the racetrack. Scott Smith's going to have the momentum across the line. Give heat race number 1 to Jamie Gilpin. Scott Smith 2nd. Brandon Freeberg in 3rd. Justin Toll in 4th. Matt George 5th. Peyton White 6th. And Kyle Wellman in 7th.
Kyle Wellman going a little double duty here tonight. We saw him in the Truck Series race at Darlington. He's had to jump over here. We got the race grid up for heat race number 2.
Travis St. Clair, who's been a heavy hitter in this series thus far, starting P1 for this heat race. Bob Klein to his outside. Cody Sieber going to be starting in 3rd. Kyle Vandergrift in 4th. Samuel Lawson, the governor, back there in P5. Brandon Metler to his outside in 6th. And Jason Bauer rounds out the field for heat race number 2.
I want to thank 48 Bowl for coming on board and sponsoring the Dirt Series. As this one could be a wild one. There's a lot of heavy hitters in this one, too. I know I said that in heat race 1, but these dirt guys, man, they come out here, they put on one heck of a show, Sam. There's a reason why I want to kind of come in here and scoot you over and join you in the booth, because these guys put on one heck of a show.
Yeah, we've seen it pretty much every race, Tanner. These guys that are out front pretty much every race. They slide job each other back and forth for about 10 laps. We had it happen last week. We had it happen at Eldora. Just overall great racing so far here in this series, and we're going to see more of it tonight here at Cedar Lake.
And it's usually mistake-free when they're slide jobbing, right? And they go back and forth, back and forth.
Oh, absolutely. So Travis St. Clair, Bob Klein on the front row, going to lead them down for this one. Green flag out in the air.
That's a great jump by St. Clair. It goes right to the bottom.
And he's actually going to pull away there, Tanner. He's already out to a half a second lead over Bob Klein. Klein trying to run a little bit of a different line there. You kind of saw him enter on the bottom, but slide up to the top of the racetrack. He's trying to make it work here as you see Cody Sieber back there working the outside line. Already 6 laps to go here in heat race number 2, and St. Clair goes up to the top side of the racetrack. Bob Klein trying to follow him, but Cody Sieber back here looking to get 2nd. Down on the inside of Bob Klein coming out of turn 4, going to slide back up into position. And it's so hard to pass down there on the bottom side of the racetrack, Tanner, but now it's going to be easy. See Bob Klein got into the outside wall. Four laps to go here in heat race number 2. Travis St. Clair out to a pretty convincing lead. We got Cody Sieber and Bob Klein fighting for 2nd. It's allowing Kyle Vandergrift to catch up to him, but I don't think he's going to be able to get there with 3 laps to go. St. Clair is pulled out to a 1.3 second lead right now. Watching the battle for 2nd as popsicle sticks go in the air. 2 laps to go. White flag in the air here for heat race number 2. I don't think Bob Klein's going to be able to get to Sieber. Looks like the 21 of Vandergrift tried to make a big move there, trying to gain a couple extra positions, but give heat race number 2 to Travis St. Clair. Cody Cedar getting second. Bob Klein in third. Kyle Vandergrift fourth. Sam Lawson fifth. Brandon Mettler in sixth. And Jason Bauer in seventh.
Sam, I apologize. I had to step away for a moment. I sent you a message. I don't know if you've seen it. Anybody that has toddlers, 2 or 3 years old, know they can be a little rambunctious, right? And I think he was in there playing after his bath, and I guess he took a fall. I was hearing him scream, so I had to, or cry. I had to go in there and check him out. He seems to be okay, but I apologize. I had to step away for a second.
So, ladies and gentlemen, on the warm-up chart, you see it there. It says 4.5 minutes. We're not going to be doing 4.5 minutes. They normally advance it, so we're just kind of playing it by ear right now. So what we're going to do is we're just going to hang out, and you guys can watch these guys turn some laps while me and Tanner get ready for the feature. Give me 1 second here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're lining up for the feature. Starting on a pole here tonight is going to be Jamie Gilpen in the number 11. Travis St. Clair to his outside in second. Scott Smith going to be rolling off in third with Cody Cedar in fourth. Brandon Freeberg starting in fifth. Bob Klein rolling off sixth. Justin Toll going to be starting back there in seventh with Kyle Vandergrift starting in eighth. Matt George going to be rolling off ninth with Samuel Lawson, the governor, starting in 10th. Peyton White rolling off there in 11th with Brandon Mettler to his outside in 12th. Kyle Wildman Wellman starting back there in 13th with Jason Bauer rounding out the field in 14th.
Got 14 pro dirt late models out here tonight. Just going to wait for that beautiful Chevy Silverado to turn down on pit road. I'm not even sure where pit road's here, where it's even the entry point is here.
Going into turn one. That's where it's at.
Oh, wow. I'm excited, brother. This is the second portion of the doubleheader. We block the fans tonight. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. If you're here before we go to the feature, let me know where you're watching from. And headbutt that like button, thumbs up button, hit it, press it, whatever you can do. Helps out a ton here at True Sun Productions, and we really do appreciate it.
Tanner, I'm showing that Kyle Wildman Wellman and Jason Bauer not taking the grid.
Let me check on my end for you, Sam.
Well, that's unfortunate for them, Tanner, but the pace truck's going to go ahead and head down into turn one, get off the racetrack as we're green flag racing here at Cedar Lake. Going barreling down into turns 1 and 2. The 11 of Gilpen goes down to the bottom side of the racetrack with Travis St. Clair up top. Big run down the back straightaway for the number 13. Scott Smith goes down to the bottom side of the racetrack as well. He's got Cody Cedar up top trying to make a run on the high side. But we take lap 2 of 50.
Gilpin is looking strong out front, but look at the battles all over the racetrack, Sam. You got cars just going everywhere. That's what I love about dirt racing. There's not one line. Guys are going everywhere trying to get everything they can get.
Scott Smith still trying to make something happen there on the bottom side of the racetrack. Tries to slide up in front of Cody Sieber, but can't clear him right there. Gets a little sideways going into 3 and 4, but he might have a run here down the front stretch. Battle for your third position right now as Brandon Freeberg goes up to the top side of the racetrack trying to get a run out of turn 2. Travis St. Clair had the fastest lap of the race that time by a 13.50 for the 13T. You see Jamie Gilpen, he's actually making the bottom side of the racetrack work right now, but now trying something a little bit different here in 3 and 4.
Travis St. Clair just was able to get that momentum on the high side right then. And now he's got clean track out in front of him. He's just turning laps at this point. It's all a little bit of an incident right there between a few drivers.
They're definitely running really tight right here as now it looks like Scott Smith starting to fall back just a little bit. Freeberg got around him. Bob Klein got around him, and now he's under pressure from Kyle Vandergrift as we go into 3 and 4. 3 wide up here for 4th position. Brandon Freeberg down to the bottom side of the racetrack trying to get around that 357 of Cody Sieber coming out of 2.
We're seeing a lot of contact with the wall now too, Sam. Gotta be careful getting up there, getting that high. A few little nicks and scrapes, it's not going to hurt it, but you don't want to hit it flush and hit it all the way with the side. Look at the smoke coming up from the wall.
Big run out of turn number 2 for the 357 of Cody Sieber as we go back down into turns 3 and 4. The 171 of Brandon Freeberg trying to hang on, but he slots back in line, goes back up to the top side of the racetrack. Now Bob Klein has a peek to the inside, side by side, down the back straightaway, going into 3.
We're seeing this track change lap after lap, Sam. They're running right up next to the wall, but you do have a few trying to work in that bottom middle lane right now. And they're actually making it work pretty well. We're riding here with the 7 car. As he goes back up to the top side of the racetrack.
Looks like he's going to fall back in line. Goes down to the bottom side of the racetrack. Now 3 wide again through turns 1 and 2. They get it sorted out. Freeberg trying to slide back in behind. He had a good run on in 357 right there, but couldn't do nothing with it. As this is all going on, Travis St. Clair just continues to pull away as he comes out of turn 2.
Travis St. Clair, he loves to see this green flag racing right here, Sam. 13 laps in, already going to be 14 by the stripe. As he just wants to keep this thing green. Got no lap traffic yet out the window.
Bob Klein looks to the inside of the 171 right there. Almost a little bit of contact as we go down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4 once again. Good run for the 171 on the back bumper of that 357 as we head down into 1 and 2.
Good contact right there for the 357, I do believe. I do apologize, folks. I do not call very many of these races. I just decided to help Sam out here tonight.
You're doing great, man. Keep it rolling.
As you just see, there's just battles as far as you can look, Sam.
Yeah, it's really hard to keep an eye out, Tanner, of what's going on. As we even got Scott Smith. Remember, we call him the bottom feeder. He's already trying to make a bottom groove work here, following that number 7 car of Bob Klein side by side with the 21 down the back straightaway into 3 and 4.
As it looks like our top 4 may have got it sorted out. They have all went to the top side there. You do see the 5th place car. The 07 of Klein, he is running a little bit lower. And then you got Scott Smith, like you just mentioned, 53. He is all the way down there on the bottom, just trying to search for that clean grip.
Scott Smith down to the bottom side of the racetrack once again, side by side with the 21 coming off of turn 2. A little bit of contact there going down the back straightaway. Smith had him clear for a second, but side by side again as we go down the front.
You see the run that Vandergrift in the 21 gets, but hard contact into the wall. Now back up front with St. Clair, or back to Scott Smith.
Sorry, I didn't mean to click that.
Oh, you're good, bro. You're all good, man. We're rolling with it. I love it.
Let's see how Travis is doing. He's out to a 2-second lead right now, just running that top groove. You see him enter really low there in 3 and 4 there. Let it slide up to the cushion, and he gets a good run off. Just out here in a rhythm is that 13T of Travis St. Clair.
So I'm glad you said that. I was going to mention it a while ago, but I thought it sounded goofy. He's doing kind of like a miniature slide job almost. Like he enters a little low, slides right up to the cushion, boom, pow, he's gone. And man, oh man, he's doing it flawlessly. But he has nicked the wall a few times. That shows that even some of the best can make a little mistake. Look at this onboard shot provided to you by True Sim Productions.
Terrible onboard shot. That's provided to you by iRacing.
I kind of liked it. I liked it as a caution on the Speedway. I did kind of like. Go back to that shot real quick. You can see that suspension working. Not a lot of other companies are going to give you that. Look at that. iRacing's very real, folks. All that stuff works, and you can break it. But you can't see much. I will agree with you on that.
Yeah, you can't really see much. I thought I had it set up for an in-car cam, but
I was just rolling with the awesome camera shot right then, by the way, folks.
yeah, well, it's cool to see the suspension working, yeah.
Yeah, what a race so far, Sam. I love how these dirt guys can get out here and wheel it. You're a dirt guy, too. I know deep down you want to be down there, correct? Look at the cautions. As my, oh my.
So it looks like a little bit of a wall ride there coming through 1 and 2, and then slaps the wall coming out of 2, and I don't think Freeberg really had anywhere to go. He stays up there, lets everybody get by him though before he starts rolling, so that's good for the 357, but heavy rear end damage on that car. Definitely gonna hurt him.
Okay, I was gonna ask that. Is that going to affect that car? I mean, it's pretty heavy, right?
Looks like he came down pit road and got that fast repair.
Okay, joke's on us, right? But that was pretty significant damage as they go back double foul.
Going back green flag racing this time by. Remember, caution laps don't count here in dirt. Once we hit under 10 laps to go, any restarts will be single file. Travis St. Clair leads them through 3 and 4. We're back under green.
St. Clair with a great launch going right up to that high side right there. Freeberg on the very bottom next to the tires. He does move up a little bit on exit. Guys, they're 34 wide here, Sam.
Trying to get a good camera angle on it here. Coming out of turn number 2. St. Clair continues to lead. Side by side back here, almost 3 wide. Scott Smith down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Trying to get a good run here on that 7, and it looks like the 171 starting to have electrical issues again. But he's hanging on up there in 3rd as everybody's trying to find a groove right now.
The bottom feeder, Scott Smith, he's clipped them tires down there, folks. Those little white things you see sticking up out of the ground, those are tires, basically, just from your car, basically.
Ooh, there was contact there between, I'm sorry, Tanner, contact between the 7 and the 171. And Klein went all the way down to the bottom side of the racetrack, clipped them tires. Great car control out of that number 7.
It's in the 171 in the corner of the shot right there, going all the way down to the bottom side. But it still looks to be like the top side's where you need to be right now, Sam, but they are making it work in the middle groove.
There's a couple who are trying to make that middle groove work, maybe trying to build it in, but right now, yeah, it is the top groove that is dominant. You see St. Clair, he's all the way up against the outside wall. The 11 doing the same, Freeberg trying to follow. They're just trying to build up enough momentum to where they can maybe go for a slide drop, try and take that line away from the guy in front of them. 21 laps to go here at Cedar Lake. Travis St. Clair continues to lead. He's got Jamie Gilpen right behind him. Gilpen trying to change up his line there in 3 and 4. Now 20 laps to go.
Is this just mesmerizing, guys? They are up there in the slick. There's no grip up there at all, right? I mean, no grip, and they're just making it work. But that's why you're seeing a few wall taps, right? They are tapping that wall, reaching out and basically kissing it, as I like to say.
They're just basically hanging that right rear, just letting it scrape. Yeah, letting it just scrape right off that wall. We see it happen in real life, too.
All the time. All the time, Sam. It's just lap after lap. They just barely scrape it. Not enough to hurt them. Just barely scraping it.
The 11 did it right there, and as you see, he goes down to the bottom. He is kind of running a miniature slider line there, Tanner, or what we would call it. Literally, he's running the slider line there in 3 and 4. Just entering real low, letting it slide up the racetrack, trying to gain as much time as he can here on that 13T.
I'm just glad my miniature slider line was not something so goofy it would never be said again. You said it right there, and I smiled. Thank you for that. That's good racing right here for, I believe that is P3 here. You got Klein and Freeberg. As you like, Freeberg did prevail a little bit, goes to the bottom side of the track. Oh, it got real tight up there, I do believe.
We're going to see a slide job
from those 7.
Is he going to clear him? He had it? No, he's going to give him the space.
I think you saw a little bit of respect given right there, but the 171 of Freeberg, he kind of came down. He was trying to block it, it looked like a little bit there at the end, Sam.
I think the 7 might not have known exactly where that 11 car was and didn't want to just assume that he'd be clear for that slider. So that was really good track awareness by that 7 of Bob Klein. Back down to the bottom side of the racetrack. He's going to try it right here. Is he going to clear him? Slides up, gets him. Crossover move by the 171. Back down into 3 and 4. He's going to answer back.
They're not losing much time. Now, they are losing some time to the 11 of Gilpin here, but I figured they would be losing a lot of time just trading sliders back and forth.
Yeah, I tell you what, Klein gave the 171 a break there once again because he had him clear. and he's going to lose that position. Now he's going to have to build that momentum back up and try it again. 11 laps to go.
Now we've seen the 171 and them have a little bit of internet issues, I do believe. You were talking electrical issues earlier. It may be a little sketchy right now for Bob Klein. He may not know exactly where that car is, right? Everything looks smooth right now. But yeah, that was a big break there, and they are racing really hard right now.
Look at the run he gets right here, Tanner. We might see a slide job in 1 and 2. Down to the bottom side of the racetrack goes Bob Klein. Is he going to come up and clear him? No, he gives him room. 9 laps to go. He almost had him there, man. It's almost like he thinks he has it, and then he hesitates.
He looks very respectful about it, though. He is staying down on the bottom, but look, the bottom may be coming in here. I say that. As soon as I say that, the 171 gets a great run, right? That's just the way it is up here.
Well, we should watch this guy if we're going to see if the bottom's coming in.
Right. Scott Smith, the bottom feeder, number 53, running 5th right now. He's not really on the bottom yet, though, Sam.
No, he's not. He's running the middle side of the racetrack, which is really interesting to see out of that number 53. As we got the leader working around some lap traffic right now. Doesn't look like it's going to affect him too much. He's just in a great rhythm there in that 13T.
It is the St. Clair show right now, folks. I'm going to be just straightforward here. He has the pro license on iracing. He is the real deal when it comes to dirt. You want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And they are here at Crooked Line Racing Dirt on Thursday night.
We got a big battle here, Tanner.
A big battle. A big battle.
That lap car, Mettler, I'm not going to say he's getting in the way, but he's not helping these guys trying to pass each other. I'll say that.
Ladies and gentlemen, also being transparent, that's why I'm up in the booth, because I would be that guy, except I would have been that guy a long time ago in the way, right? These guys are just fast.
Mettler put it down in the infield, trying to get out of the way of these guys, so respect being shown by the 00 when he didn't really have to. Here comes the 13T of Travis St. Clair coming out of turn 4, popsicle 6 in the air, 2 laps to go. He's got to get around Sam Lawson here and that 24 True Sim Productions dirt late model.
I want to point out, too, that's a product of the track right there. Mettler was on the very bottom next to the tires, and still, I'm not going to say he was in the way, but they were faster coming up on him, right? So that shows that you're using everything on this track, but Travis up at the top side, white flag in the air.
Looks like Travis St. Clair is going to get it. We got a battle going on back here for 3rd. The 11's going to block the slider. They're side by side coming to the line. Give it to Jamie Gilpen getting 3rd. Brandon Freeberg gets 2nd. Travis St. Clair takes home the win here at Cedar Lake.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Gilpin started P1 and got him a solid P3 finish for the points. And St. Clair, did he start P2, Sam? I do not have scoring and timing up.
St. Clair, he did start P2. So he started P2, moved up to 1st. Freeberg gained 3 spots, and Gilpen actually lost 2 spots, but still managed to put it on podium here tonight.
As a Max Drew, Sim Sports, number 13, Travis St. Clair parks that beautiful green and black car in victory lane here tonight at Cedar Lake.
Let's go ahead and see if we can't get them up in the waiting room here, Tanner. We need Gilpen, Freeberg, and St. Clair. I'd assume that's Freeberg right there. All right, so let's see. Let's go ahead and get that up. All right, I'll go ahead and I'll get Gilpen here, Tanner.
10-4, buddy.
Hey, Jamie Gilpen, it's Sam and Tanner up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Yeah, for sure. Got a copy.
So you started on pole here tonight for the feature, man. Just kind of walk me through your race there. You guys had a really big battle going on and a lot of slide jobs. You know, what was the determining factor for you tonight?
Well, fortunate to be racing around a bunch of good friends, a bunch of good drivers that I can trust. I'm teammates with the top 3 as well. So we've raced around each other a bunch. It was super comfortable. Travis, I knew was probably going to end up getting me, so I was just trying to hold him off as long as I could. I made it a lap, so I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah, man, you guys put on one heck of a show out there for us tonight at Cedar Lake. I'm going to go ahead and let you have the floor, Jamie, whatever you want to say, and shout out whoever you got to shout out.
I just got to shout out my teammates, everybody over at Max Group. Brandon's running this, Travis, Cody, normally Justin, and Kyler. I don't know, all of them. I couldn't do this without them. You all for doing the broadcast. You guys are top notch. I really do appreciate it. Everybody over at CFM, they hook us up with setups. Super great setups, best on the sim. Anyway, that's all I really got. Just thank you all again. Thanks, Scott, Jason, for the league. Good times.
All right, Jamie. Hey, good racing out there. Congratulations on third, and we'll see you next week.
All right, appreciate it.
That was our third place finisher, Jamie Gilpin, coming in third. Said that. Tanner, you got our second place driver?
I do indeed have our second place driver. He is up in the booth now. Mr. Brandon Freeberg, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
So, Brandon, I have been a driver in the series some. I've been a spectator, and I've been a broadcaster in some. So I've seen all three races or been a part of them. And I've seen that it's been you, Travis St. Clair, and the boys, we're going to call it, right? Just duking it out up front. Slide jobs after slide jobs. But tonight, it seemed like Travis was just hooked up on that high side. Talked me through the race, and, man, those restarts were kind of crazy.
Yeah, I think they forgot to load a custom setup, so the gear was kind of way off, and we knew that in like hot laps there that it was going to be one line because there just wasn't enough gear to pull off the bottom or anything, and the setup wasn't good enough to have any traction through the slicks. So, yeah, it was kind of just one line, really, really hard to pass. Like, it didn't matter where you were. It was just super hard to pass, so it made it tough for sure.
It definitely looked highline dominant, Bird, but you was making that middle group work. We watched you. You got back to like fourth there, third, fourth, and you were having to battle it out. Came home P2, so impressive finish, sitting second in the points, Freeberg. Who we got to thank for the 171 here?
Yeah, all the boys at Max Troop Sim Sports, we had a good run there. Cody kind of got the wall, so I feel bad got in him there because I think he would have been third for sure. But everybody at Max Troop, Majula City Speed Shop, 309 Design, Seabirds Racing Media, Dyer's Top Rods, everybody that helps out, really appreciate it.
Well, Freeberg, you've had that car hooked up. I know you'll have it hooked up the rest of the season, sitting P2 in the points. Congratulations, 22nd place finish. We'll get you back down to your racing, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
Absolutely, boss. And Sam, I believe there was only one left, Mr. Travis St. Clair. I'll get him up here, and he'll be all yours.
Well, we got him up here, Tanner. Travis St. Clair, Sam and Tanner up in the booth. You got us.
Yep, gotcha.
Hey, man, you started in second. You won your heat race. You kind of got out to a pretty good lead there. Had to work your way around some lap traffic and pretty much just walked away with it, man. I'm going to just let you go ahead and talk about your race. How'd it go out there?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I was really happy to see Jamie set pole there. He's a teammate of ours, and he hasn't gotten to race a whole lot, so it was really good to see him set quick time there and start out front and have a good run. But yeah, it was a pretty good little race there. I wish maybe we could have had a little more gear to work with there, and I think the bottom could have maybe been a little better and might have made the track just a tick better. But altogether, man, it was pretty good. Didn't kill the wall, didn't jump the wall, and wanted to. It gets you get the car up on the wall there, and it'll spin you right out. It's really easy to do. So if you can run 50 laps without doing that, it's a good night no matter where you finish.
Well, you definitely did it, man. It looked like you got into a rhythm and kind of never looked back. I tell you what, man, you guys put on one heck of a show out there. It looks like you're pretty much dominating this series right now. Let me see where we head next. I want to get your opinion on that real quick. We're heading to Knoxville next. So what's your thoughts on Knoxville?
Yeah, well, I missed last week because, I was sitting there waiting for the race to go up, and 2 minutes before the race goes up, my internet goes out. So I missed last week. Wow. And Cedar really liked this week. Knoxville, I like Knoxville, but I like Knoxville. I used to run really good there in a pro late model. I really like it in a super and a UMP. Pro late model, I don't dislike the track, but it's not one of my favorites, and we'll just have to see how the fixed setup is. It could be really, really good, and it could be, really hard to pass there. So we'll just have to see. It's all going to come down to what kind of setup we get there. So I'm looking forward to it. I do like the track. It's just not sure how the pro lates will want to fix that, but just kind of have to see what we get there.
Absolutely, man. Well, hey, coming home with the win here tonight. Who you got to shout out on that number 13?
Man, all the boys over at Max Troop Sim Sports, Seabirds Racing Media, 309 Designs for the great looking car, Majula City Speed Shop, you guys for broadcasting, Jason, Scott, all the guys put on the league. Appreciate all you guys, all the work you guys put into this. It's a lot of fun.
All right, man. Hey, congratulations on taking home another win, and we'll see you again next week in Knoxville.
Yep, thanks, guys.
That was your winner, Travis St. Clair. And Tanner, what'd you think?
Man, so I'll be honest with you. He said he didn't dislike Knoxville, but wasn't a huge fan of Pro Lake. Sam, if I had to say where my favorite track is in these cars, it's Knoxville, right? So that shows the difference between a guy that's not very good on dirt and really good on dirt, right? So Interesting to hear that. I thought he'd be a fan, but yeah, look at that. Travis St. Clair, Brandon Freeberg, and Jamie Gilpin are your 1, 2, 3 finishers as it stands. Was a heck of a night, brother.
Yeah, it was an awesome night. We got through this doubleheader, got through both races. They both put on a really good show. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to close up shop tonight, and tomorrow night we'll see you for the Next Gen Cup Series over at Front Row. So that being said, me and Tanner are going to get out of here. We hope you have a good one. See you in the next one.